Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. The other day, I stumbled upon a term, and the term is called Daily-ish, and I found it very fascinating. It is this idea that you try to do things daily-ish. So if you're, want to meditate or do yoga or work out or any of these things that goals that you want to set, instead of being rigid about it, being, I'm going to do it 5 days a week, or I want to do it 7 days a week. It's this idea that you can do it daily-ish. And I found it beautiful because it takes off a little bit of pressure. I know personally speaking, I have days where, one, I just didn't want to get out of bed. I know like last year, like in January, February of 2022, I didn't want to get out of bed some days. So it kind of takes that pressure off of when you're not feeling good. You have a cold, or with me, I have 2 kids and occasionally they're homesick, or we have pro D days, once a month or so, and there's holidays and life is constantly happening. So it takes that pressure of being perfect and being like, okay, I'm going to do it daily-ish. So if you're not a fan of feeling restricted, like I want to work out Monday to Friday or whatever it is, and then you're not doing it, you can feel like a failure. You're not worthy of yourself, right? And this can take that pressure off as well of not being perfect. Because the thing is, there is no perfect. There's going to be days that are going to be hard. There's going to be days that are really amazing. You're like, I rock that out of the park today. And it doesn't mean that you have to give up either and like, well, I can do it daily, so I'm not going to do it today. There's this fun balance between, owing yourself it and then like making an excuse. It's like, well, I'm doing it daily-ish, so I'm just not going to do it today. However, it's allowing yourself space to breathe, to be human, to have life happen. And if you're feeling pressured with your goals, or if you have this routine that just isn't working, it might be time to try a different perspective of daily-ish. Now, honestly, from my point of view, I love having a plan. I love having I have a calendar for working out, and I schedule it about a month at a time of what my workout is going to be and things like that. I really like to have things in place. However, there's days that it doesn't happen. Like this week, I got so energized about some things that I was up till 5:30 in the morning. I couldn't sleep. I was so stoked. One, for getting my energy levels back, because I'm healing my gut after having an overgrowth of candida. So my energy is coming back now, and I didn't want to sleep anymore. So I was not sleeping. I was just so excited about life, and my energy just kept going into the morning. So I allowed myself to sleep in the next day. Not a lot, but I had an alarm set and things like that, so I wouldn't be completely useless the next day. So I said goodbye to my kids before school, and then I went back to bed for 2 hours just to get a little bit more rest. So life does happen. So if that's something that feels right to you, then totally do it. Another thing that was in this article that I read is there's a different method, and it's called the Seinfeld strategy. And that's because it's named after Jerry Seinfeld. It's this idea of doing the same thing every day. So putting a red X on your calendar. Let's say you're doing meditation or yoga, or you're trying to incorporate that daily into your life. And, it's okay, Monday, you put an X. And it's kind of giving a competition to yourself, right? Oh, I did it again today. And it's trying to do it every single day. Now, I find this useful sometimes because I follow Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube. And usually in January, she does this 30-day yoga challenge, or what is it called? Yoga something. Anyways, I forgot the name now because this just came to me now. She does a 30-day yoga in January, and I love it because then it's being consistent. Now, there has been times, I remember one year I'd miss a day or two because, again, life happens, and then I would just make up for it. Like I do yoga twice the next day or stuff like that, just so I could keep up with it. Then there's other years where it's like I just fell way behind and I was doing it for 2 months instead of 1. But it is really cool when you show up every day and stay consistent as well. So what I'd like to, really get to here is we all can do things differently. It's how you want to get there. So if having something that says daily-ish, where I'm like, I'm going to do meditation daily-ish or yoga daily-ish or go for a walk daily-ish, because sometimes you might not want to go for a walk if it's pouring rain, so again, but I actually have had that where I was like, I went for a walk all in January, and it is a little rainier here in January, and sometimes the rain doesn't have to stop you. But anyways, the thing is, daily-ish might work for you. Or maybe you are that person. Like for me, again, I like to try to be consistent. But like that's what I mean though. The daily-ish kind of just like, okay, I have a cold today, so maybe I should stay in bed. Those kinds of things, right? So daily-ish can work, or being like, some people do really like to be completely structured. Like I want to, like, this is my day, this is how I'm going. That's how I used to be. I like to be a little bit more flexible within my day. I think it's kind of come from being a mom. It's also come to realize that I don't want to be that structured in my day. I want to kind of let this, like, my life kind of flow and go, and I'm going to ride the wave and go with it. Or you could do the Seinfeld strategy, where it's almost like a competition with yourself, right? It's like, okay, for this month, I'm going to be consistent, and you're going to like take note. One thing I do love, and these all kind of work for me, but the one thing I like to do is keep records, like document things. So like I said, I write down what I'm going to do for a workout for the month. But what I also do is that day, if I've done it, I mark it down as done. So then I know how consistent I've been in the month. And I love color coding things. So I highlight, I put like a little dot in different colors to let me know, like, did I do cardio today? Did I do strength training and yoga? Like, so each color, and hiking is a different one, because in my opinion, you're moving your body in a nice way, but like it's hiking is a fun thing because you get outside in nature. So it has so many more benefits. Anyway, I like color coding, so then I can look at my month and be like, okay, how well did I do this month? Right? It's not about how sucky was I or whatever, right? It's like, how did I do? It's like, okay, so what can I do differently to make this happen? Like maybe it's getting up in the morning a little bit easier, things like that, or going to bed earlier at night if I'm not getting my morning routine in. Because honestly, I like getting my workout done in the morning, because then I sit down and I start working, or, the kids are doing stuff, and, all of a sudden my day is gone and I haven't worked out. So I really like to stick mine in the morning. Even though I'm not a morning person, I do enjoy putting that in there so then I can go about my day. Now, that doesn't mean I don't throw in a walk or something else later, but I really like to get my normal workout done in the morning. So let's go back to daily-ish for just a second. So I did say it, like, it takes off the pressure of being perfect, especially if you're a perfectionist. It takes off that like need to be perfect. So it's really, really good. It also lets you be more flexible, because then you don't have to stick to a strict routine. I've mentioned, having a kid home sick. So if life happens, it doesn't feel like all of a sudden your day is ruined. I love that I can work from home. And there's definitely times where I'm like, oh man, the kids, change up things. But I honestly am so grateful for those fun little moments of being with my kids. I love taking the pro D days off with them so I can spend time with them, because I just know how precious these moments are with them. So I lean on that. So it's not about this perfect like workout. And sometimes, like, actually the other summer I did really good working out with them around. Like, you just got to go with the flow of your life. But sometimes it doesn't go so flowy. So anyways, it allows flexibility in your day. That's huge, especially if it's more, you feel more like sometimes rigid can be really stressful. And it might actually make the situation worse where you have this plan and it seems so overwhelming because you're like, how am I going to fit that all in? Or, like I said, you have a kid home sick or life just happens, you get sick. And then it feels like your whole plan went downhill. But having this flexibility about daily-ish can be really good. It also can help you not put off doing something new. Like sometimes we have this habit where it's like, I want to do all these new things. And then we have to wait for our life to be perfect. Again, remember, I said there is no perfect. But we wait for everything, all the stars to align, everything to be wonderful in our life before we do something new. And that never comes. So allowing yourself to just be like, I'm going to try this daily-ish thing. And then it opens up this time like, okay, I'm going to like you. Obviously, I personally think like putting it like somewhere, you need to kind of have an idea where it's going to fit in your day. But you can be flexible with that as well. But this idea, like we can really make things overwhelming about like, oh, if I'm going to have this new habit in my life, it's going to take up so much time. But this daily-ish concept can allow you to have space to bring it in whenever you find the time. Or actually, it's better when you make the time. But it allows you to have flexibility. It's a really big thing. So by like embracing this daily-ish mindset, it can really help you remove the stress of having to commit. And then you get to just really enjoy the benefits that this thing brings. So like working out or meditation, yoga, anything really, right? Now, I do want to go on the other side of things for just a second. Because I love this daily-ish concept. In fact, I kind of pretty much embrace it as it is. I have set things because I personally like a routine because then I wake up in the morning and I know what I'm going to do. Obviously with the flexibility. Like, so if a friend's like, hey, you want to go for a walk? I'm like, yeah, let's do it. So flexible, but I have the idea of what I'm doing in my day. Now it can move around in times and stuff like that. But I like to have an idea because then I make that commitment the day before. However, I allow myself to be flexible because if I'm not feeling good or if a kid's not feeling good, life happens and I'm like, oh, that's not working out today. I need more sleep or whatever it is. I allow that flexibility. So I already allow that. However, I see this daily-ish you can get tripped up on if you don't make some kind of commitment to yourself at the same time, because life is constantly happening and we can always find an excuse not to do something. So I like this concept of allowing yourself to be flexible, to like take the stress off of having this perfect routine. But at the same time, it's important to at least have an idea of what that looks like. And if you are trying something new, like you want to incorporate something, one day a week, one day a month is better than nothing. So that's super important. So if you want to try something new and you're like, I'm waiting until XYZ, all your ducks are in a row, and that day never comes, well, just commit to one day, see how it feels. But I really do, accountability is also a really good thing. So I do really love this daily-ish thing, but it's also reminding yourself why you're doing it and like committing to like some form of something. So I hope this helps. And also, yeah, let's go back to the why for a quick second. The other thing is that's really important to help you stay consistent is your why. But if you don't know why or you're having a hard time with your why, even just saying, okay, I'm just going to try it today, see how I feel. And just doing it once will help you realize that you want to do it more. For instance, working out. I used to work out 6 days a week. Actually, I think once, like when I was in my 20s, I think I did it 7. I was at the gym every single day. Anyways, when my oldest was born, I was doing a Jillian Michaels workout that was 6 days a week. I had all the DVDs and everything. Anyway, 6 days a week. But I was working out to look good. I have a different perspective now about that. I work out now to feel better. So when I don't work out for a while, my mood is not great. My energy is not as great. I'm not as creative. And like, oh my goodness, my PMS is off the charts. But when I work out, I feel good. I even eat healthier because like maybe it's a mental thing, but like for me, I just feel better. So I'm not eating junky food. So whatever habit you're wanting to incorporate into your life, or things that you might have put down because it was too hard to fit in, or you just gave up because you couldn't do it perfectly, or you just didn't follow anything. The moment you do it once, you'll feel how amazing it can be to do it more. And that's where daily-ish can be really amazing too, right? So you don't have to commit to anything. You can just try it once and see what happens. So whatever form works for you, I encourage you to go do it. And whatever you felt called to, or if maybe none of it did, like just try one out. If it doesn't work, try a different thing. And then, like I said, if you're struggling to be consistent, maybe look at this daily-ish where you just try to do something with no real commitment, like no real hard commitments. Just try to do it. And then once you do, I feel like you might just, hang on and feel how good it is and just keep going. But we don't even go that far. Just try it. So if there's been something you've been putting off or something that you've wanted to try for a long time, I highly encourage you to try it today or this week. Just once. That's all you need. Just one time. Try it out. You don't need to make a big deal of it. You don't need to figure out how it's going to fit in for the rest of your life. Just today or this week. Just try it out. Whatever it is. Maybe it's belly dancing or pole dancing, chair dancing. Those are all fun. I worked at a dance studio once, so those were really fun times. So anyways, they're all fun. Maybe it's not that extreme. Maybe it's even just writing in a journal. Again, you don't have to do it every day. Honestly, I don't write in my journal every day. I use it as a tool to express my feelings. Honestly, I think I'd like to write in it every day, but that's where I do it daily-ish. I use it when I need it. Anyways, thank you so much for being here. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now.